as we always say, it does not really matter what time, day, night, or evening that you listen to the On God Podcast Daily Devotions. This is your host, which you know as Randy, aka LZ. But it is not about me, it is about God, the one we love, the one we serve. I apologize for my breathing or sniffing or whatever it is that may happen during this devotion. I did warn you guys that I'm not feeling too well, and I don't want to speak things over my life and give it names and call myself sick, and like I'm just not myself. So I'm just praying. I'm just asking for you guys to please bear with me. More importantly, please do pray for me, as I mentioned earlier. Yesterday, I had a health scare, if I can call that, a life or death moment, which is ironic that we share things about death. Um, so last night, when my wife and I were going to bed, I was fine for the most part. Obviously I'm not 100% myself, but shaky. And when I went to bed, my wife and I chilled in bed for a while, just having conversations. Then when it was time to sleep, all of a sudden, my breathing just became a problem, and it scared me because I was in pain while breathing, while trying to breathe, and this pain was irritating me. Like I was so uncomfortable, and I'm not the type of person to ask for help, but I woke my wife up. I woke my wife up in complete terror, thinking that, hey, I might die. So I think she should know what's going on with me, considering we are one. So I let my wife know how I'm feeling, and she didn't take it too seriously. She didn't. My wife, once she's asleep, and she just told me to take some meds and whatnot. I tried to take meds, and I even sniffed. Well, didn't sniff it, but this eucalyptus or something like that I put on my hand to sniff, that it's supposed to open up my nose, which I think it ended up doing after a few hours. But by then, I had already told myself I'm not going to sleep because I still was not feeling myself after the medication, and I was just terrified of just having to, you know, going to sleep because I was afraid if I went to sleep, I was not going to wake up. That was my fear. And I'm like, no, I have so many things that I still need to do, things I need to accomplish, people I need to help. Like, there's a lot that was just going in my head, and I told myself I'm not going to die, so I'm going to stay up. I'm going to stay up. Which was weird. When I was up, my breathing wasn't as bad. It's only when I went to bed, every time I tried to go to bed, I just kept getting heavier and heavier. Eventually, I was like, screw it, I'm not going to bed. I only slept this morning, and all I can tell you guys, pray for me. Pray for me because what I experienced, mind you, this is the third time I've experienced something of this nature, but this time it was worse than I've ever felt before because normally I've never been afraid of dying, but this time was the first time that it felt like I'm dying at any moment and I'm terrified because all of a sudden I just remembered everything that I needed to do, everybody that I'm still, all the debts I still need to pay. Not money, but just to bless people, the way they bless me. And I just felt so out of pocket, man. I felt so bad. I felt terrible, honestly speaking. I still don't feel good because it's still in my head, like psychologically it makes me. My wife thinks I had a panic attack, which I'm not ruling out, but I'm not gonna say it was a panic attack because I don't know. I've never had one, so I don't really know. I mean, I've had an anxiety attack, but I've never had a panic attack to confirm that it was a panic attack. But it really was bad. It really was bad, and Yeah, my wife also prayed over me because we had already prayed, gone to bed and everything, but then she prayed again for me specifically for the situation, and she prayed over me, and yeah, I think that did calm me a little bit. Not that I was hysterical or anything like that, but it just put my mind in because I then started to focus more on Jesus because I remembered everything I said to my wife because my wife is also having health problems. So I started remembering everything I said to her about just focus on Jesus. Don't diagnose yourself. Don't speak illnesses over yourself. Don't speak anything over yourself. Just focus on Jesus and what Jesus is. No matter what medics say, no matter what the doctors say, just focus on Jesus. And yeah, man, that hit hard. That hit hard, guys. I was terrified. I was terrified. It's the first time in my life I was terrified of dying. First time. I'm 32 years old. But anyways, let us get to today's devotion. I know I took a long turn to explain this whole situation, but more information just kept popping in my head. Mind you, me I told my grandmother, who was a praying woman, about what transpired last night, and she was even my grandmother was terrified because she's like, "This is not like you, and something is going on with you because I've been having a lot of physical problems inside my body, which she says I do need to get a checkup." Personally, I don't like doctors because I don't like to be diagnosed because that thing gets into your mind, then you start believing it, and then obviously once you believe it, your mind tells your body that's how you are, and then you physically become ill. So yeah, just pray for me, guys. Pray for my health, pray for my wealth, pray for my space, pray for my marriage, pray for my family, my loved ones. Just pray for me. That's all I'm asking from you guys. Pray for me, because the devil is not playing. He's not holding back on anything. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for being patient. And I think my whole situation ties in with today's devotion, which is from Romans chapter 14, verse 8. It reads as follows. It says, "Living or dying, we follow the Lord. Either way, we are His." Living or dying, we follow the Lord. Either way, we are His. Whether I'm alive or I'm dead, following Christ is obviously the mission. It's the goal. It's the end goal. It's the present goal and the end goal. And all I can say to you guys is, being in that situation made me appreciate um, life more. Because I've been having this conversation a lot with my wife about if I'm ever in a situation where I can go and be with the Lord, I'd rather go and be with the Lord. I'm not going to fight to live. But yesterday, well, the whole of this morning, spent fighting. Although I didn't really fight the way that I speak of, but I mean, like, in the sense that I don't allow myself to. I think the old me would have just laid there until I died if I was going to die. But I think having a wife has made me more cautious of my life because I don't want her to grieve for me because I don't want her to go through that pain. And I don't think it's fair because I just married her. We've only been married for over a year. So we don't even have any kids. I wouldn't want to put her through that. Her having to meet someone else, try to create a family with that new person after everything that she's gone through with me and my family. It's ridiculous, man. And my grandmother too. I wouldn't want to put my grandmother through it. So I'm here. I'm alive, and the Lord clearly has a lot for me to do before I can kick the bucket. So yeah, I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and love.